Hey there, this is Dave Gleason of Athletic Revolution in Pembroke, Massachusetts, and today I want to talk to you about another one of my favorite pieces of exercise equipment. I almost put up the quotation signs there because I think it can be very misleading when you say exercise equipment, especially in relation to young children or training kids 6 to 18 years old. It doesn't necessarily mean squat racks. It certainly, for me, does not mean smaller size treadmills and selectorized equipment, pneumatic equipment, where you're going to lock kids into a specific position and have them just repeat a motion over and over again. We're not going to go into why, but I'm going to talk to you again about one of my favorite pieces of equipment, especially for kids 6 to 13 years old. We certainly use these agility dots. They're called at performbetter.com. We use these all the time. They're multicolored. Great tool for a lot of different usage. I was just consulting with someone in California the other day, and I said, you know what, if resources are at a minimum, even though these are fairly inexpensive, you could cut out discs, 8-inch size round circles in cardboard and paint them and get the same thing done. Let me show you how we use them here. There's something called Cross the River. You can see the expansive turf behind me. You can also set any distance that you like. We have about 50 feet here. This, depending on the class, age, and ability level, we'll set the distances different. It's called Cross the River. Basically, you have to stay on both pads and cross the river without falling in. Now, you can layer this skill a little bit, and I just want to also tell you that you don't have to call it Cross the River. Harry Potter is really big around here, especially for our 10 to 13 year olds. So these are our magic Harry Potter pads. And this grass, this turf right here, is not turf and it's not water. It's actually molten hot green lava. So you know what, use your imagination, let the kids come up with scenarios as well. The most important part is that A, they're having fun, and B, they're working on some specific skill sets that you have in your programming that's going to help them become better athletes and better movers. Now, in what context do we use these? It depends on the age of the kids, where they are in the context of their programming, and what we're trying to layer in at that point. Let me give you a few examples. For our younger kids, our 6 to 9 year olds, we'll use these as a strength-based exercise to repeatedly get up and down, lower your level and get back up. That's a strength exercise a lot of times for a 6 to 9 year old kid. Especially if we layer in the fact that maybe they can only stand on one foot at a time. So there's a little progression for you. Or if we give them 3 of these pads, maybe we're talking a little bit about coordination and problem solving at that point. How do you get all 3 pads down to your target area or a safe zone without touching the floor and without sliding them? Okay? Now, if we're talking about our 10 to 13 year old class, a lot of times I'll use these as a mobility exercise. For a growing young 12-year-old, getting down low to grab one of these pads to pick it up on one foot, reaching to put it so they can advance themselves further, or on 2 feet for that matter, where they're tighten the hips, tighten their thoracic spine, tighten the hamstrings, so forth and so on. That's a mobility activity. That's a great way to start to warm them up. One of the categories we work on in our programming for that age group is mobility, active mobility, trying to get their bodies moving. So there's just a couple of examples. We use these for a whole host of things. You could use them for, if you have a group of younger kids, just as spots. Stand on your disc. That way you have a spot where they're going to stay so that they're attentive to you for what you're trying to have them do in the context of any other activity or game. And we could go on and on. Be creative. If you come up with some really cool stuff, comment below this video. We'd really love to see them. We need to help each other out as much as possible. If you want some more ideas on how to help kids out as they move along the developmental process and they start to grow and change, check out the IYCA if you get a chance or if you haven't already. Their website is iyca.org. It stands for the International Youth Conditioning Association. Unbelievable resource there. I could go on and on about it. Check it out today. You won't be sorry. Thanks so much for your time. And go either make yourself or grab some agility discs today. This is Dave Gleason signing off for now. We'll talk to you again very, very soon.